Yo, welcome back to another episode of Texas Underground. I am your host, JVaz, and as always, make sure you follow us on all the social media pages at The JVaz Show. As always, this show is brought to you by La Conecta. Make sure you check them out at shoplaconecta.com. They got the air freshener, the fussy dyes. They got, the hats, the Los Cico hats. The air fresheners, they got different characters. This book has been going around TikTok. La Mamalona, that cook. Concrete read this book. Papi Cud read this book out there in the valley. Shouts out to them. They got the custom license plates, Screwston, Como Chingas. They got Toxica, Telocico, and all kinds of other cool stuff. Keychains. So make sure you guys check them out at shoplaconecta.com. This show is also brought to you by GT Digital Distribution. If you're an independent artist looking to take your music to the next level, make sure you check them out at gtdigitaldistribution.com, and they will help you take your music there. That is all for today. Oh, it's also brought to you by Anisha Beats. Sounds, the introduction, the beat at the very beginning. They are the main sponsor for that as well. So make sure you guys check them out. All those links are on the description of the podcast, description of the video. And joining us today, I ran into your music video about, like we said, a little over a year ago. It was actually just the intro, okay. I believe, right? It was the intro video. And I really liked it. I really liked the rap, and I started following you. And then, slightly made the comment that we'll have you on. And then that's around the time when I kind of took my break or whatever, but we're making it happen today. Joining us today, the talented, the lovely Valeria.
Yo.
How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you? I'm
good.
Chilling.
All right. Acting like we just started talking right now.
Right. Like nice to meet you. No.
Nice to meet you. So
yes,
before we go any further into the interview, I want to say I really like your rap. Whenever I heard the intro, and then you got a couple clips on your TikTok that you've put out.
Appreciate you.
And I like it. But Need It Now is probably my favorite. Like the feel of it. The feel of it, the delivery, it seems like that's where it's at.
No, I appreciate that. A lot of people told me that. Just like within the sound of the song, like the whole production of it too.
Yeah.
I feel like my music has been kind of growing. I mean, it is growing. Like I just feel like in a better way, you know what I mean? And it's cool to have people like recognize that. Yeah,
because it and again, from the outside looking in, not saying you didn't have fun in your previous records, but on this one, it sounds like you sound comfortable. You sound like you were having the confidence. You can hear it on there. You were having fun recording it, so it all just seems so
put together
perfect. You know what I mean? That is your latest record. But before we get more into music, I just want to get more into, knowing Valeria. Interesting fact that I didn't know until, probably last week. You're actually from Sinaloa.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about, being born in Mexico and how exactly you and your family came out here to the States.
Yeah, I was born over there, Los Mochis to be exact. I believe my mom grew up in Mexico her whole life, pretty much Mochis, and she was all over the place, Chihuahua, Monterrey, and all that stuff. But when she had me, she decided to go with her parents, to Mochis, and she was like, I just want her to grow up with her family. My dad was never in the picture, so she was like, I just want her to be around her family. Pretty much, it was my mom and my grandparents raising me up until like 5, 6. And 6, we made the big move to San Diego.
Diego.
Yeah, my tia was like, "Oh, y'all should just come out here." She just had gotten married over here in San Diego, and she was like, "You guys are gonna love it. Like, you guys are good. Like, come over." And my mom was like, "You want to go?" I mean, because she had taken me to visit, and I was like, "Yeah," but it didn't really click until like all her shit was fucking moved. I'm like, oh, like we're going to vacation again, like cool. And she was like, nah, like we're gonna live with your tia. I'm like, oh, all right. And we just did. I didn't mind it. It wasn't bad. Like I didn't care. It was just like a whole new change of world, literally.
Yeah. Speaking on that, what was like the biggest difference as a kid from, living in Sinaloa to all of a sudden you're in a completely different country trying to learn a completely different language?
At the time, I kid you not, like I was an outside kid. Like every single day of my childhood, I was outside playing for like 5-6 hours just with all the neighbors. And when we get to San Diego, it's just like a whole like boulevard in front of our house where you couldn't really run and be free. You feel me? Like you couldn't go to the next house and, you know, knock on the door. Like you couldn't do that. So I think at the time that was my big, I told her, I was like, Mom, I can't play with nobody. Like I'm over here in the house. Like, what do I do? But looking at it now, it's just like, I don't want to say it was safer, but it was just like a different aspect of life. I mean, it was still fun. I was still in school doing my thing, but like the difference between kids playing outside and fucking being in the house, it was a complete change.
Yeah. What year was this?
This was, what was it? Like 2004, 2005.
Okay. So then you recently, how long have you been in Texas?
Shit, what is it? 2 years? 2 years. Better be 2 years.
Okay, so y'all new to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it though.
Yeah.
I really like Texas. No, like people used to talk hella shit in Cali about Texas, and like Texas don't have this, and
Yeah, them people weird.
and we get out here, I'm like, bro, it's not that bad. I promise you, it's not that bad. So
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you the difference, because I've never been to Cali.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I've never been to Cali. I plan on visiting at some point. But what's like the biggest difference now that you're an adult? What's the biggest difference of Cali and Texas? You know, just culture wise.
Cali, I love Cali people. Like I consider me like a Cali person. Like Texas people aren't mean. I think that's the biggest stigma people have. Like they ain't mean for shit. Like they're so polite. Their hospitality is like what people hear about. You feel me? Like we got here and sir, ma'am, you know, I think it's a Southern thing too. Like we've never experienced that. But yeah, I want to say like people in Texas aren't mean. Like they're cool, polite people. In Cali, I will say it is kind of getting crazy. Like people are just, I don't know what the fuck is going on in Cali. Like all the killings and shootings and stuff, especially like LA area.
This is crazy that you say this. The whole sir, I've been in Texas my whole life.
Yeah.
So the whole sir, ma'am, even if, you know, I might be 35, you might be, I don't know how old you are, but let's say you're 26 or something. It's more of like, I'm not calling you ma'am because you're old.
Right.
It's more of a respect thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We never really had that over there. It's not a thing.
It's crazy.
It's not a thing. I mean, when you're in a hospital and stuff,
Correct.
like, oh yeah, yes ma'am.
Professional environment, yeah.
But it'd be like, no, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Gotcha.
and see, and the reason I find this interesting, before I came over here, I used to have another studio, maybe like 10 minutes from here.
Yeah.
And I used to rent it out, and it was a group of 3 brothers and 3 sisters. They used to have a podcast, and they used to just talk about their experience growing up and whatnot. And they were from Cali themselves. Mm-hmm. And one of them said that he's like, you know, coming to Texas the first year was weird because you're expected to say yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. It's like, why? And then, you know, obviously I can't talk because there's no, I'm recording them in my head. I'm like, what do you mean why? You're being respectful.
Dang.
So then they're giving each other's perspective. And one guy's like, I feel like, you know, you're still wanting to treat us like slaves. And I was like,
whoa,
no, like that's, no. And
interesting.
like in my head.
No, yeah.
So whenever they got done recording, I told them, I was like, have y'all lived in Cali y'all's whole life? How long y'all been here? So then they started explaining to me, and I was like, bro, it's crazy that other states look at it differently.
Yep.
I'm like, because, I mean, I'm not black. So when people were teaching me to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, it never crossed my mind the race thing. Yeah, the race thing. Yeah. It was more of, I'm just being respectful. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it's because you don't get it. I was like, I don't get it. That's why I'm trying to understand it. That's why I'm asking you. Yeah. I'm like, because I don't know what your thought process or whatever it's like. Because when I say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, I don't feel like I'm degrading myself. I feel like I'm just being respectful to the next person. Right. Whether the next person is white, black, Hispanic, Asian.
Another thing that was different too, like in Cali, at least for the past 8 years, like the N-word is not allowed if you're not black.
Yeah. And
here, everywhere, I'm just like, oh, like I don't know, like how do you guys feel about that here? I don't know. Ooh, okay. I've yet to ask anybody.
All right, so the way I feel about it, my experience is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. I told you earlier, whenever I came to Texas, I didn't know any English, right? So I went to a minority school, in Prairie View. It was a lot of black people, a lot of Hispanics. I learned my English around black people.
Right.
And they were always saying, nigga this, nigga that.
Right.
So as I'm learning, English,
Yep.
the word is part of my vocabulary.
Right.
Not in a racist way. It's just, this is how
you
my
grew up.
friends taught me how to speak.
See, and I was the same way. Like,
But here's the thing, though. As you get older, you start to... Goes back to the respect thing. It was common vocabulary for me. No ill intent behind it. And then I started working at this factory, and again, just talking to my friends the way I would talk to my friends. And then this older guy, he was maybe like in his early 50s. He's like, hey, bro, let me talk to you.
oh,
He pulls me to a side. He's like, hey, why are you throwing the N word around like that? I was like what? He's like, you feel so comfortable with it. I was like, that's just how I talk. And then he's like, man, I know you're not, you're not racist. You're not meaning it in a racist way. But let me put you on some game, man. Like, at least when you're around older black people. So then he started telling me about it, and I started taking that into consideration.
yeah.
To where now that word, I hardly ever use it.
Right.
Like, it's not what it used to be, out of respect.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because even though I don't mean
Malintent. Yeah.
behind it, I don't know what you might feel about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I might be offending you without even trying.
Because the other person doesn't know.
And at the end of the day, I'm still offending you, even if I'm not trying to. So that's how I feel about it. But Cali, that's interesting because I know
I mean,
I
some
get a lot
people
of
let
heat
it
for that.
slide. Like, it's not like, I know a few, I don't want to say my friends, but like I know people that I grew up with that aren't black at all, and they still say it. But I know some other people that hate them for it. Like, they'll be like, oh, he's weird as fuck. Like, fuck him. And then like, I don't know. It's very... Because what I work with a few girls that tell me like, oh, in school, like we talk, I'm Mexican, I talk like that. It don't matter. I'm like, bro, in my school, if a bitch heard you say it, you'd get fucking dragged. Like, I don't care. It was just, I see the difference now. And like I said, my thing is always just respect. Like, I don't use it at all. But like, if I hear it all the time. So like what you said, I grew up around it when I was, what was it? Like middle school. That was when it was like, accepted, like nobody really gave a fuck if you said it. So if anybody wants to come at me for me saying that, I was in middle school, everybody fucking did it. And I know a few people fucking said it because I was very adamant at one point, like when the whole Black Lives Matter thing was going on, we was in the riots and stuff, and like it was a huge thing back in San Diego where people were like, if you're not black, don't fucking appropriate the word,
And that's interesting because this is how I feel about Cali. I feel like people in Cali are very divided.
Yeah, that's
even
my
amongst
thing.
Themselves.
Exactly.
And so whenever they come on my page talking about the artists that I'm interviewing about, oh, they're trying to be black, I was like, it's not that we're trying to be anything. This is the culture we grew up on.
Yeah.
We don't know anything different.
Yeah.
You want me to be talking like I'm Asian? I've never been around Asians. You want me to talk like I'm white? Like, you know what I mean? So it becomes one of the things where it's like,
what do you want me to do?
Cali is very divided even amongst themselves where you're Mexican, but you're not Mexican enough. You're Mexican, but you're a sureño. You're Mexican, but you're a norteño.
And it's crazy. That's what I tell him all the time. It's like, damn, I had to move to a whole different fucking state for y'all to like appreciate me in any type of way when it comes to my artistry.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like the hate is so fucking real. I'll never get I don't know why. I don't know like what goes. I think it's just like the industry nowadays. You feel me? Like it's just so cookie cutthroat. Like you got to do this. You got to, and people take it into consideration, and that makes them fucking envious of each other. And it's like, bro, I can help you can help me. And like another thing, Texas people, like as soon as we got here, they were like, bro, let's work together. You feel me? Like I think it's like more love for the people themselves, and in Cali it's not.
We want to see somebody make it.
Right.
It's like, even if it's not me, but if the little pool that I have will help you, let's make it work.
Common sense.
Yeah.
Fucking common sense, bro.
You know what I mean? But shouts out to Cali. I know.
I'm a Cali girl.
Cali goes off for me a lot on my TikTok.
You just gotta have love, babes.
Yeah, I learned to just troll them back. You know what I mean?
No, that's my thing. When I was in Cali, I used to watch a guy in Texas that used to make TikToks talking about Texas got this, California got a $5,000 fucking apartment. Like it goes back and forth. It's so funny. I'm like,
it's a divided ass state. But shouts out to y'all. So we are talking about your music. I got my answer to why your English is so good, but I did want to compliment that on camera. You're, even though you are from Mexico, your English is very on point. Like you wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, like you wouldn't be able to tell you're
grammatically correct.
That, and then also your Spanish. What I've heard from your Spanish is like damn, like they're both good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The accent it fits the right.
Yeah.
That was something my mom wanted so bad. She was like, no quiero tu inglés ni tu español mucho. Like, you gotta speak both of them right, or you're not gonna speak neither of them
Mucho.
right.
I heard that term in a long time, mucho, because now it's like no sabo.
No, my God.
Back then we used to say mucho, and I was like, oh, you're a no sabo kid.
That shit used to,
man. And it usually comes from like the most no sabo people.
Literally.
Calling you no sabo, and it's like, the other day I posted on Facebook that I had never had menudo. And they were like, oh, you're a no sabo kid. I was like,
are you serious though?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. People thought I was joking.
I'm gonna whoop your ass.
People thought I was joking.
Why not? Bruh.
It's never.
Bruh. Have you had pozole?
Nah. I know. I'm not your traditional Mexican.
I don't know what to say.
I'm not your traditional Mexican.
I don't know what to say.
I haven't had pozole. I haven't had menudo. There's a lot of. I just recently had horchata. Like
I saw that you don't like spicy things.
I was lying about that.
No, I feel like you're lying to me.
No.
Can you take like an habanero?
Yeah.
Why were you lying?
Well, no, because I wasn't lying. So here's the thing.
What?
How that came about was I was doing a segment with Tacos y Tequila. So I was inviting the guests to try the hot taco spots in Houston. And then we'll do the interview on the spot while we're reviewing the taco. This lady told me the salsa wasn't hot. So with all the confidence in the world, I'm over here just pouring down salsa on my taco. Then I take it and it's like, bro, this motherfucker. So I started like, my sweat started.
I saw him fucking crying on camera. I'm like, he can't take spice or what?
Well, it just caught me off guard. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
So I started getting sweaty. My nose started running. I'm like, bro. So then people started joking about, oh, JVaz doesn't like hot food. Like, I love hot food.
Dang.
It was just, I overdid it.
Okay.
I was not expecting.
Nah, that is true. It'd be getting you.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that hot. So I poured half the damn little can on there, and I'm over here dying.
Oh my god.
So getting into music, is this something that happened back when you were in Cali, or is this something that in the last 2 years has gotten more serious?
Nah, I mean, I've always been musically inclined. I've always known I was going to be an artist, like since I was like 10, and my mom was like, "What do you want to do?" She was like, "You want to go to college?" I was like, "Nah, not really." Like, I was good at school. Like, I had a 3.8 GPA.
Yeah.
But it was never my intent to go to college. As soon as I got out of high school, I joined a group, and that was like kind of my first introduction to like the industry music. Cause like, I used to do music here and there, writing stuff and going to regular studios. But like, that was the first time where I was like introduced. Like, we met Stevie Wonder, we sang with him. Who else did we go with? We just went with like a few known people. And I was like 17 at the time, so. Well,
I like how you just casually said you met Stevie Wonder.
No, that was crazy. Trust me. No, that was crazy. I'm so grateful for that. It was, he was starting a new record label, and my group and we went to go perform for him because he needed talent to sign. And I kid you not, we got to LA at like 6 p.m., right? Meeting was supposed to be 8, 9, because he was out doing something. We ended up meeting him at like 2 a.m. He was chilling. Like, he was not tired.
Well, it's because...
Did you see that Kevin Hart?
He don't know what time it is. It's the same shit whether it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m.
When I saw that, I started fucking dying, bro. I'm like, dang,
because
that shit is true. Like
Stevie don't know what time it is.
The lady that used to work for him, her name was Deidre, I think. She was like, "Oh yeah, like Stevie's on the way, guys. Like, he's just out doing stuff." Where I was like, "What the fuck is he doing? Like, what are you doing?"
Casually.
But nah, like the whole experience was beautiful. The way, because he greets you crazy. So like, we were expecting to like, we were all looking at him like in his eyes. No disrespect to him, I love him, but we was all trying to like, formally say hi. And he grabs your hand. He grabs it with both hands. And he like stands there for like, I kid you, 5 seconds. And he doesn't say anything. He's just trying to feel you. And that's what Miss Deidre said. She was like, he's going to stand there. Don't act weird. No, I was just like, but I try to fucking do like, I try to portray good energy. Yeah. Like, I wasn't nervous. I was nervous, but I'm like, fuck, like chill. And he just fucking shook it. And I was like, my name's Valeria. Nice to meet you. Like, it's an honor. He was like, nice to meet you. And went on to the next. I was like, oh my God.
I made it. I made it past it.
Dang.
Yeah.
Nah, but it was beautiful. Sang with him. obviously we didn't really go off. He didn't really sign anybody that day, actually.
Yeah.
It was just a group of talent that Miss Deidre set up. And after that, we just, I had a few other opportunities. We were in Mathew Knowles' house for a bit, Beyonce's daddy, and he was interested in the group project, but there was malfunctions. It wasn't ready. Yeah. And he knew, and he was like, I'm going to let them continue growing. And unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Let me ask you this, because I was watching your interview on the Land Factor, and now that you say that y'all weren't ready, is it that y'all weren't ready, or the people managing y'all just didn't know what they were doing?
Both, because we were so dependent on our manager to kind of call the shots, and we weren't really taking the initiative on growing ourselves. Yeah. I mean, I know for a fact I fucking wanted to. Everybody fucking knows that I wanted to. They know. Everybody knows. Not to say it in a bad way. It's just like everybody knows what the fuck went down, and we were very dependent on the management to take care of everything, that we just went along with shit. So when push came to shove, people, we were good. I'm not going to say we were ass, because we fucking grew a lot. But we weren't us, if that makes sense. We were just a group. We weren't it wasn't oh shit, that's fucking Biggie. His presence. You know what I mean? We didn't really have a presence. We didn't have a foundation. So the talent was there, just there was no core to it. You know?
Something that we completely skipped. How exactly did you come into joining this group? How did that come about?
So my mom met my manager. They just met somewhere, literally in San Diego, probably out. I don't even know. I still have to ask her. And they met, and pretty much they asked each other about what they did. And my mom was like, oh, my daughter's an artist. She sings. And he was like, oh, I'm actually looking for a girl to replace. I have a girl group. He's a manager. He was a talent scout / manager. He worked for big names like Sony, American Idol, all those things. And, I went to a showcase, an audition showcase. I did my thing. And he was like, oh, would you want to join the group? We had a few other auditions with the group and him. And probably after week 2 of just going every day, seeing their everyday life, they were like, oh, do you want to join? I was like, yeah, sure. So boom, he gave me an individual artist contract and then a group contract. And I'm like, fuck it. Yeah. Fuck it. And it literally fucked me over. So
yeah. Was it like a project contract for the artist, or was it more like a year term?
It was a 3-year.
3-year? Damn. I know. Damn.
It's nothing wrong with it, because I learned. Yeah, correct. Wasn't. I'll never fucking say it's, fuck them. No, it was one of the best times I've ever had. You feel me? I got to do this. I learned stage presence. I learned how to go to studios, talk. I was doing the artist thing, and it allowed me to do it. So
yeah, I respect that. You're very professional by saying that. I respect what you just said. But when I was 16, I signed a contract, and fuck them.
Fuck them.
I learned a lot. Not to take that away from them. I learned a lot.
But it's fucked up.
If it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be doing this, because they opened that door to make me realize what the industry was and what I wanted out of it. And I mean, here we are 20 years later, and I'm still active here. So again, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here.
Crazy.
But disrespectfully, fuck them. Because
they knew they knew what the fuck they was doing.
They were out to screw.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why I have no respect for them when it comes to that, because you came to my house, talked to my parents, knew you were taking advantage of the situation, and then you disappear on me with project and money that belonged to me.
Whoa.
So you know what I'm saying?
See, that's a lot.
So it's disrespectfully, fuck them. I'm not even gonna say who they are, because they don't even matter now. But that's why I'm like, you're very professional. I'm not.
He said, fuck it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, because I feel like when I have artists, I understand y'all, you don't want to burn a bridge, so it's very actually respectful that you guys are actually.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck
towards that.
Yeah, I don't know what the other people are saying, but and it's an honest opinion too. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're not mad at them?" Hell yeah, I'm mad at them, but I'm not gonna fucking if I had gotten hurt or something, then yeah, fuck them. But I look at the fact that I took more positive things out of that than negative. So I'm gonna just stick with the positives, you know?
Yeah, I'll applaud you for that. Shouts out to you because that's.
I said if I would have gotten hurt.
We'll talk more. We'll talk more off camera on this situation. But okay, so you've been an active artist for a while. You've had your growing pains, as they say, because of the experience of going through that. But who were some of the artists that you grew up listening to that you feel like you're influenced by when it comes to your music nowadays?
You want the like fangirl side of me, or you want like the artist side of me? Because I can tell you both.
Give me three of each.
Okay. So fangirl. I grew up on Chris Brown, Rihanna, and should I say Beyonce? I didn't really grow up on. I love Beyonce, but I didn't really grow up on her. Probably like Tupac. Like it was just so like played everywhere. Cali, so like, YG. I'll say YG. Artistry wise, like I look up a lot to Christina Aguilera vocally. Black Eyed Peas. I love just like their energy that they bring. And then dang, it's a hard one. Hold on. It's number 3. Thalia.
That's random as fuck.
Random as fuck. I had to think about that.
I haven't had nobody mention Thalia in a long time.
Thalia's a goat.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I mean she is, but I just haven't heard her being brought up.
Yeah.
Thalia had novelas like Marimar and all this other damn novelas.
Popping.
Yeah.
Rebelde. I'm not Rebelde, but fucking RBD.
RBD. Okay.
They're making a comeback. That's just what I grew up
They're
on.
on tour, ain't they?
Yeah. They're old ass. I love them.
They are. I wonder how it's gonna work out for them. You're gonna run out of breath on stage. No, but okay, that's pretty interesting. And the reason I wanted to ask that was because obviously us being born in Mexico, when I first came to the States, my first time I ever heard anything outside of Spanish music, it was we'll get back to that. But who was the first artist you were introduced that wasn't Spanish?
That wasn't Spanish?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, probably Chris Brown.
Chris Brown?
Yeah, like my older cousin, she was like obsessed with him. I'm pretty sure she still is. Kudos to her because she introduced me to him. And I was like 6. Like when I first heard him, I heard Kiss Kiss with T-Pain. I said, what is this? What the fuck is this? And like it was like his prime year too, like where he was just dropping shit and he just got super popular. I was like, damn, like this is the guy.
This is my guy.
This is the guy.
Delinquent Habits is who I got to listen to. I think they're from California, actually. But I don't know how the hell I got introduced to them in Texas. But that was my first introduction to anything outside of like norteños and stuff like that. So, you just talked about getting signed. That didn't work out. When you get out of that contract, what was it like? Because sometimes I feel like, being young, knowing you got screwed or whatnot, you come back to the world and you're almost kind of like...
It was crazy. Yeah. Not gonna lie. Like, there was a point... Shout out to my mans, because, like, there was a point where I was like, should I still do it? Like, I swear to God, I asked him, I was like, I have a job. I'm with y'all. Like, should I just say fuck it? And he was like, what'd you say to me? You were like, bruh, you're way too talented to at least just not try. You feel me? And, like, he told me things that I didn't think people were like receiving about me when it came to me being an artist. And I was like, damn, like he really sees me as an artist. My mom too. Like my mom was just like, you didn't fucking fuck off 18 years for you not to do shit. Like she was like, you have to do this or at least fucking try your hardest, And, but yeah, after the contract, I was kind of like, I didn't know who the fuck I was, honestly. Like, I didn't know because I knew the type of music I liked. I didn't know what I wanted to make because I can make everything. Like, I'm so versatile when it comes to just writing that I'm like, should I go norteña? Should I go cumbia? Should I go fucking reggaeton? Like, I didn't know. So it was just to the point where I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just start writing. And I started writing. My contract ended, 2021. And
so you're fresh out of the contract,
fresh, bro. It fucked me over. I couldn't do shit. Group was done. He said I couldn't fucking release anything on my own. Yeah. Or like he would have to get 20% no matter what the fuck it was. I'm like,
you see what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
That's what I'm talking about. Like
and all the fucking shit I was doing, like in the industry, I had fucking photo shoots. I was being models for this and that. I was making the connection. He was supposed to be doing, his job, and he wasn't. So I'm like, you gonna get 20% off something you had no business. Like, you didn't do anything on that play.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, I get it, I signed, but it's like, I need you to talk to me though. Like, is this right? So it was just a whole like personal level type of sentiment that I had with that.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, bro, like, you my guy and you fucking me over. Like, at least help me be a fucking solo artist. You feel me? And bro wasn't trying to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just wait it out.
So that's still in effect right now where he gets his percentage?
No. He said, fuck no.
Oh, because you said for life. So I'm like, damn, like he screwed me.
No. Like, it was during that time where, like,
okay.
I'm like, bro, there's no group. I'm trying to do this. He's like, okay, but I'm gonna find other girls to be in the group. I'm like, that shit don't work like that. I mean, it might, but like, it's gonna take years for me to fucking be with them. So I'm like, bro, this group shit is a great idea. Yes, but like, I want out because right now there's nothing here. Like, literally nothing. So I had to wait it out. After I got out of it, that's when we decided to move down here in 2021. And I was like, let's just go. Because Cali's going up. Ain't shit happening. I'm trying to get away from all this shit. Like, because it was just bad vibes. My mom was tired. I was like, Mom, let me get out your hair. I'm going to go. Like, I'm good. And we came out here. And I think once we were settled in, we started writing queso. That's my shit.
Yeah.
And we were like, fuck, this is kind of good. Let's just keep going. And I just started getting that fire again. I'm like, all right, I'm not fucking stopping now. Fuck it.
So what was that like? Because you left Cali with a bad experience, bad taste in your mouth, like they say, and then you come to a completely different state, starting all over. How did that connection start to happen for you? How you start tapping in with other people?
So we was out one night in Northgate.
Yeah, I was about to say you are in Northgate area, so that's...
We was out, we was drunk, and we meet this guy. What was his name? I think Roberto. Shout out Roberto. I think that's your name, bro. But we take a shot with him, and he's like, "Oh, what y'all doing?" Kyle goes, "Oh, she makes music." He's like, "For real?" I'm tapped in with everybody that makes music, and he was like, "Oh, my bro got a show at Third Floor in a few months. Like, I'll tell him about you." Boom. That same night, Brody hit me. He was like, "You want to perform?" And I was like, "Fuck it, yeah." I hadn't performed in like a year or two, bro.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. He said it's going to be a 30-minute set. I said, what? What do you mean I don't even got that many songs?
I got 3 songs.
I said, wait. So he just, we made that connection. I performed. I ended up doing unreleased songs pretty much because I was like, I don't have shit out except for Queso. And I don't want to brag, but like everybody was like, that was the best performance there.
Yeah.
And from there, we met a lot of good connections. Like everybody we met that day in that show, we're cool as fuck with. Like, those are our guys. They're so supportive. Like, Cleto, shout out to you. Everybody in that group, man. And we just, we've just been pushing it.
Yeah.
Together. From, it's all different sounds, but we're just pushing each other.
Yeah, because, again, when I got introduced to your music, I just assumed you were from Texas. I didn't know the whole story of coming from somewhere else. So it makes everything so much more interesting that, especially knowing that I thought the contract thing was longer. So now that you're telling me you're literally fresh out of it, it's like, okay, this is cool. So you're out here in a new state, starting all over again,
over again.
And it has to sound as if you've been doing this, obviously you have been doing this for a while, but I guess what I'm trying to do is compliment the fact that even though everything's so fresh, you're not letting it stop you or hold you back because you hear your music and it just sounds so energetic. It's different. You know
I love it.
And it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I like again, I like your rap, but when I hear, your, I guess, I don't even know how to describe it, reggaeton, pop, reggaeton or something, it's different. And it's cool to hear, a Latina doing that, not just rap, like showing interest in other music. Which brings me to my next question. You did mention, you could do cumbias and other stuff like that. Have you worked on anything else besides, reggaeton and hip hop?
I have. We're actually with Donnie here. You're just gonna try and do something that benefits both of us because he's a songwriter. So like, we're definitely gonna tap into the cumbia today, tonight and tomorrow. But we have recorded, like the other day, I recorded a drill song. That's some weird shit. It's crazy. It is crazy. But I'm still trying to figure out like, okay, how can I sound like me on this? I'm not trying to scream like a drill rapper. So exploring into that. I'm definitely trying to tap into like the trap side. Ooh, we just did a fucking house music song.
Really?
Bro, that shit is I'll show you. That shit is like, you gonna fucking go out the fucking window, bro. So we did that, what, last week? I don't know, but I'm definitely in the energetic lane, like you said. Like,
Yeah.
I love people having fun. That's my thing, is like, la alegría de vivir. That's like my motto. So just know that if you're having fun, everything is
that
good.
sounds like a project name too, like an album, La Alegría de Vivir.
Yeah, no, that's I'm trying to tell you, bro. We got a whole thing planned out.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, my anything that makes me feel good, I know it's gonna make somebody else feel good. So that's what I'm trying to be on.
Yeah. As far as the production go, it's hard enough to find hip hop beats.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going about finding all these reggaeton beats and all
Man.
cumbia beats and stuff?
As of right now, it's been YouTube, bro.
YouTube?
Shout out Game Beats. I don't know where he's from, but I think he's in Spain. But I be getting his beats, and he's crazy. Plan is to possibly work with him in the future once he like hits me back on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I just met this other producer. His name's Chica. He's in Colombia. He actually made the Need It Now beat. So I'm
That's
definitely
a badass beat.
I'm definitely tapping in with him when it comes to like the reggaeton side.
Yeah.
We already have, so as far as Cali music and Bay Area, James Starr, that's our guy. Tapped in with him. So like you know, I'm trying to tap into different genres and kind of merge them together.
Yeah.
So 3 little different.
And that's dope because especially in the Spanish community, you're seeing that a lot, where you see the hip hop people mixing cumbia, mixing reggaeton, like everything's being mixed and it's actually a new sound.
Right.
And it's working for a lot of people.
Right.
So that's actually pretty smart. To talk more about your music, in the last 12 months, you've actually been pretty active. You obviously, your most recent track, I believe, is Need It Now.
Mm-hmm.
Lane Switch, Boom Boom, and Vidiosa. Those are the tracks that you've dropped in the last 12 months.
Yes.
And I did see on your previous interview that you said you want to be dropping every month.
Yes.
Is this still something that you're on track on doing, or
I am.
Yeah.
Should I talk about it? No, we were supposed to.
You
We
can
are.
talk- So let me give you the green light on whether you want to talk about it or not. You can talk about it, and we can either release this ASAP or it can take its toll and be released late September.
Okay.
I'm sitting.
No, we
on-
can talk about it
I'm
because it's gonna be
sitting on
this
30
month.
I'm sitting on 30 interviews.
Oh, per.
So
No,
whatever,
I was
yeah.
gonna talk shit about somebody. That's what I said. Should I talk about it?
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Nah, but the song. Nah, we did a sample to Pa que retrocen from Tego Calderón. The
Okay.
ding, 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 ding. So we did a sample to that, and that shit is fucking hard. So that's in the works for this month, and that is gonna be called What They Say.
What they say.
What they
And is this gonna come with a visual, or is it just
You gonna have to see.
yeah?
You gonna have to fucking see. Then I'm gonna keep in the lock.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out.
But I was gonna
how
talk
to get
shit.
this out of her, but
I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna just say this: the people that know, fucking know, and it just makes me so mad because, like, I'm not gonna talk about it. But people that fucking don't know, I showed my shit on Instagram one fucking day, and I'm pretty sure people are trying to fucking bite the idea. So that's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, don't do that.
I know, man.
Yeah.
He's on my ass about it too.
Like I get the idea of being social on social media and showing some records, but people are so envious and you gotta remember we live in an industry where it's like crabs in a bucket, right? So
No,
it's
okay.
like they take your idea and so they're gonna try to bring you down and try to get your idea. It might not even work out for them. But
Fuck them.
But since they'll beat you to it and put it out first, then they'll make it seem as if you took their idea.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
battling with right now. I'm like, fuck, what should we do? But all publicity is not like what's the saying?
It's good publicity.
All publicity is good publicity.
but
So
it's,
if we
but it's not.
shit.
But it's not. But it's not.
I mean,
it's not. To a certain extent.
to a
it is,
certain
but
extent.
then- yeah.
And like we said, we don't want to go the fucking, like Krishan Rock type of thing where everything is just negative shit with her. So like
Yeah. You don't want to go.
we don't want to do that. So what it's gonna come and it's gonna be fucking good.
We'll be waiting for it. Before I let you go, I do want to touch on something here. This is going to be interesting because I couldn't let you go without speaking on this. Again, shouts out to the Land Factor podcast. If you haven't done so, make sure you check them out. I believe they're out there in Dallas area, correct?
Fort Worth.
Yeah, Dallas-Fort Worth area. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to Elm Street as well. He's out there in Dallas-Fort Worth area as well. That's my boy. You made a comment on there about, I believe he asks in the beginning of every interview, like, what's a conspiracy that you believe to be true? And just give the people the answer you gave them.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It doesn't have to be verbatim.
Verbatim, okay. Well, there's a lot, but at least from the woken society that's now today, I know a lot of people and myself believe that there's people in higher power. We don't know what they are, what their role in society is, but there's people in higher power that, use certain lanes and outlets to manipulate.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about just third world countries and second, middle classes. I'm talking about everybody. Like, if you think you're fucking safe, you're fucking not.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you might be woke and know what the fuck to do when shit goes down, but they're after every fucking body. You feel me? And one of those outlets was what do we talk about? Fucking the Bible.
The Bible.
And because it's not just Christianity, it's everywhere. So, my thing is just like, at least with Christianity and like that religion, I know people are very adamant on it.
Yeah.
And they try to push their ideology to you, and you're just, you can't say no because then you're the fucking asshole. So
correct.
For me, it's just like, I'm open to you. I want you to be open to me. That's it.
Yeah.
I respect you. You respect me.
I want to touch on two things. First, the first thing you said, the higher power being in control of things. I love that because I believe the same thing. And it's funny because I like to watch my peers' podcasts so that I can either tell them, hey, you need to be more energetic.
Right.
Your shit's boring. or I look at it and be like, shit, my shit's boring. I need to be as energetic as them. Or whatever the case might be. So I like to do that. And in one of the podcasts that I was watching, the guy talked about the word Latinx.
Ooh.
Right? And how it doesn't bother them. And then I'm like, but it should. Because the word Latinx was supposed to be a replacement to bring people together. Right?
Interesting. Okay.
Because it was like, if it's three of us, we're all Latin. But there's two guys, somos Latinos. Oh. And you're Latina. But the moment you come into the group, we're just Latinos.
Yeah.
So it was like, you're losing. So Latinx was supposed to bring us together, right?
Right.
But the word was created by a white person.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it was supposed to be intended to unify. But what has it done? It has divided us even more because it wasn't, if you go back to think, it wasn't bothering anybody that we were Latinos.
Right.
Until this white person that's not even Latino comes in the mix and says, you know what y'all should do? Y'all should be Latinx because that includes everybody. No,
Same
Latinos
thing,
already included everybody.
Same thing with the whole. What are we called now? Women. What are women called now?
That's
Side woman or what is it called? Oh, it was created. I don't know who it was created by. First of all, the whole women that are biologically born women have a new name now because we were appropriating the whole name woman. Do you get how confusing that is though? Like we cannot, so us, a biological woman cannot be called a woman now because you don't know if that's a transitioned woman or not. So I don't know what the term is or like, but it was a whole huge thing with the LGBTQ community. I'm like,
oh, that's a
it's another one too. I'm just like,
I'm not gonna get into that one because that's touchy.
No, it's crazy. And I'm just like, I don't know what to say anymore, so
we just need to stop being so sensitive.
And people need to stop being assholes. Just like love everybody, bro. That's my thing. I respect you, you respect me. Like,
you know what's funny? Because last night there was a post on my Facebook and somebody was talking about, am I being sensitive or y'all being assholes? The person was asking. And it's because I believe there's a show on Netflix that is like Down to Love. That's the title of it, and it's Down syndrome people finding love.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
So you can look at it in a sensitive way and say, well, you guys are wrong. Or we can just look at it as we use play on words for everything. We're treating them equally, right? Because there's a shop in Oklahoma, I believe, there's like Downies and brownies.
Okay.
And you can be an asshole and laugh about it, because the word on play. Or you can look at it as, that's hella dope because they only hire people with Down syndrome.
Okay, that's where I was
They're giving them a job. And they're as happy as they can be. Like you see their smile on their faces and it's like you're making them feel normal.
Yeah.
And,
I love that.
You know what I mean? Like, so we need to stop being so sensitive.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about what you said about the Bible. I'm going to give you my theory and I want you to elaborate on yours.
Okay.
I agree with what you said because I feel as if it goes back to the higher power. Who is writing the New Testaments?
Who did it?
Who's writing these things? And how convenient. I went to church. I hardly go to church. And this is one of the reasons I hardly go to church. I'm Catholic. I'm Catholic that believes religion is a big-ass business, especially Catholicism. Like a motherfucker. Because we went to a church in the border over there somewhere in I don't know what the hell it was. Somewhere by McAllen. And outside of the church, they have another little building where they sell all these statues for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 of dollars.
What?
That's a business, bro.
Wait, what?
Exactly.
I thought it was just like, when they go out and ask for money.
No, they have a shop outside of the church that sells you statues for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It is the biggest business.
So I say that to say this. I was going to church. I was like, you know what? I'm going to start going every week. But motherfuckers make it hard to go every week. So I was like, I'm going to tell my mom she wants to go. So that way I have somebody to keep me accountable to show up. So we show up, and at the time I felt attacked because I was talking to somebody that has kids. That don't bother me at all.
That'd be me.
Yeah, I'm like, that don't bother me at all because I'm like, whatever. Like, we all make mistakes. Shit happens. I'm very open-minded to when it comes to, I was in a 6-year relationship, and when it was going in circles, when we weren't going nowhere, I feel like we both handled it like adults. We both realized that, hey, we're not going nowhere. Before I hate you, let's end it now.
Let's just try it.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Same way I feel about marriage.
Yep.
If you're married and you feel like you're not being treated as you deserve, whether male or female, even if you have kids, you have to do what makes you happy. And if that relationship's not making you happy, it's time to go.
Yeah.
The priest goes on and says, if you've ever been married, si has estado casado y tuviste un divorcio, Dios dice, which is already sounds like bullshit. Dios dice que vas a ir al infierno. And I was like, ooh, that's aggressive. like when I heard it.
He said shit.
Well, it gets worse. I was like, that's aggressive, bro. Like, you going to hell for being divorced? People back then were fucking each other's family members. And you're judging me for getting a divorce? So,
tattoos are bad too.
I know people going to get mad for my comment that I just made about Catholics fucking each other, but it's true. And again, not just Catholics.
Everybody.
People were literally fucking each other like family members. And now I'm in the wrong for not being happy and wanting a divorce. So then he says, and si tú te juntas con alguien que ha sido divorciada, también te vas a ir al infierno.
Oh, yeah, no.
People were like, and I was like, oh, hell no.
Bro, it'd be so cringe too. Like, how the fuck? When did he say this? How and when and why? Like, I just want to know why would he say this?
So basically, the way they do, I don't go to a lot of churches, but the way they do it at this church, they'll read a verse from the Bible, and then he'll explain it for you to understand.
Right, like
so
just preaching.
According to him, that's what it meant. That's what it meant on the Bible. So I was like, okay, so somebody wrote this to their convenience to make you feel guilty for wanting happiness.
Oh, shit.
So then it goes back to what you said. A lot of people, and I'm going to let you explain it your way, but I felt as if a lot of people really believe the Bible is the word of God. Yeah. But every year we have a New Testament, and every year it's updated to modern days. And I always make the joke on Facebook because I always crack my jokes on religion. And I'm like, y'all think God sleeps? Or y'all think he just keeps tabs on everything?
Dang. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to get your perspective on that, on the whole what you meant about the Bible and religion.
Yeah, I mean, like, exactly what you said. I just want to know who wrote it, and I'm not even really tapped into like religion to be knowing the New Testament, because I don't know. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like every new year, I didn't even know that. But I'm very aware that I'm a living person, and lately I've been into like the universe. Like I want to learn so much about the universe, not like in a science way because they just fuck everything up trying to go up there. But if you look at the outer picture of things, we came from actual things, and I feel like the concept of the Bible kind of encloses your mind to just, that's the way it is and that's that, and there's so much fucking shit out here. It's like, how am I moving my hand right now? Like, and don't get me wrong, I have my God. I believe in what I believe, and I know that it's always good energy with me. I'm more of a universe person. Like, the universe has decided my fucking thing. Like, whatever I go through, that's that. And there's nothing I can do. I'm a prey to it because I believe that there is a higher power. And I have my own perception of what that is. But I'm always willing to listen to, what you believe in. Like, how do you get your strength? I'm always open to that. And that's something that fascinates me because it's like, there's so much shit everywhere, like the universe, the earth, the fucking stars, like the planets, So it's like, how did everything start? That's where I'm at with it. And, it's very sad when people are so close-minded and they just want you to believe what they believe. And it's like, bro, you're not even listening to me though.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, I'm not shitting on anything. It's just like, I just need you to know that
questions.
Right. I have questions. I want to know. I'm not shitting on you. I need you to understand me so that we can like live in peace.
Yes.
Like it would be so fucking easy if people just minded their fucking business.
we need to have a whole nother podcast where we talk about this, because you just said a whole bunch of shit that made me. It was a point a couple years ago, maybe last year, the year before, I started questioning stuff.
Yeah.
Not in a religious level, but like you said, how did my eyes become powerful enough to see distinct colors? How am I moving?
You know what my answer is though? Because no one ever gonna fucking know. No one's ever gonna know.
Nah.
And that's the beauty of it. Because it's like, it's the fucking unknown. My mom likes to say is, venimos de nada y vamos a terminar en nada. Nacimos de la nada. O sea, ¿qué hay después de la nada? Fucking nada. So like, just stop thinking about it. Enjoy it. Like, just know if you move with good is gonna come to you.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand. And
Valeria, I just became your biggest fan because
bro, it's so simple.
Yeah, that's why I let it go, because of what you said. Because I was like, bro, I'm really wasting time trying to figure out something that I'm never, ever going to figure out how we came about, ever.
And I'm so thankful that I'm like, in my 20s, because a lot of people take their time with it. Like my mom, she went into depression over this shit. Like she was, I think, in her 20s. Sorry, mom. But she told me, she's like, estaba perdida. O sea, there comes a point in your life where you're like, you start questioning. You feel me? And sometimes you don't have the capacity or like the spiritual, like, what do you call it? Like, you're not spiritually stable to handle that sometimes. And that's what a lot of people go through. But yeah, I'm so thankful that I'm like early in my 20s and I'm like, all right, I'm not getting fucked up anymore. Like I know that there's bigger, and I'm not going to go in like I'm not going to merge in just one small lane. You feel me? Just because of that.
That's interesting, because I started questioning religion when I was 16, when my older brother passed away. I mean, I started questioning everything. God, religion.
So good.
And never,
you have to though.
And I never let it go. Like it got to the point where I was like, again, to what you said, why people think like this? And then finally, maybe I think when my dad passed a couple years ago, I finally let it go to where it was like, okay, I'm never going to understand it, but I do understand there is a higher power. And then obviously, like I said, I was in a relationship where she was very religious. So I was trying to fit in, trying to find, how do I make this make sense to me?
Dang.
But I came into peace with myself, where it was like, you know what? Every morning I wake up and I just say, hey, gracias por otro día. And, I do my whole thing. I'm like, gracias por otro día, Dios. Then let it go.
Yep.
At the end of the night, same thing. Gracias por otro día. Give my little prayer. Thank you for my mom, my dad, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
And I don't question it, and I don't try to force it.
That's the thing. That's it.
Because it's enough for me. It's enough for me to acknowledge that there is a higher power. I'm never going to understand it. The Bible, people say it's in the Bible. The Bible ain't even give you no answers. Because somebody's writing it to their convenience, right? So
they want to manipulate us.
That's how I feel. And respectfully, like, again, if it works for you, it works for you. But let me do what works for me.
Right.
Because this works for me. I'm happy.
Right.
I'm happy in the belief that somebody gave me enough strength to wake up and make it through the day without anything happening to me or my loved ones or
and another way I tell a lot of people to look at it, because they're like, oh, so what do you believe in? I'm like, it's not a him or her. It's a thing. Like, I know there's something bigger than me. And that's all I got to say to myself. I can't dwelge in the fact that, oh, is it a guy or a girl? Like, I'm not going to put a definition. I just know that there's a light in me and on top of me and everywhere. Like, I'm literally a fucking ball of light. That's how I look at myself. Like, I'm just energy.
Have you ever seen the TV show Lost?
Yes. Like the old one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't keep up with it, but yeah. I know.
Okay. To what you just said, that's what I think. After it ended, the last episode, it ended in a religious manner. And at first I didn't understand it. I thought it was corny. But I watched it again a second time. And to what you just said, when Lost, something was running that island. It wasn't a he or a she, right? Something. And those people were lost because they didn't know who they were.
See, I didn't get that far.
Well, because whenever they're outside of the island, they're drug addicts, they're rock stars, they're everything, but they're after something and they don't know who they are. But they find themselves in this island and they're starting to see who they actually are. So if you go back and watch it, and you watch it the whole 8-9 seasons, you understand that it's a religious aspect to the show, to where it's like, we're out in this world without knowing who we really are and what our purpose is. But you take everything away from us. It took away, when I lost my dad, it made me realize who I really was. Because before then, I was lost.
You thought you had it all.
My dad gives me everything. My dad makes everything happen for me. But then you strip me away from what makes me at the moment. And then now I know who I am. Yep. And when the show ends, it's what you said. It's an entity that is not a he or a she, but they run the place.
And it's always
you're never
gonna fucking know. You're never gonna know. Like, that's another thing. We'll stop soon. But we would just keep talking, like, with the whole like end of the world thing. No one's ever gonna fucking know, so stop stressing about it.
Yeah.
We came out here thinking, oh my God, we're gonna get tornadoes. Da, 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 da. And like, I'm literally a sky lover now. Like, I'm so obsessed with tornadoes that, like, it's kind of like, I just sit in the balcony, I just watch the sky, but don't manifest it. You feel me? Just it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Whatever the fuck. Be aware of the fucking ground catching on fire, but you're good.
Yeah.
Just know that you're good and you'll be good. Trust me.
Yeah. Before we close this, I want to say, yes, I'm telling you, because I used to always be so worried of what if I die? And it got to the point where it's like, bro, if I die, I fucking die. Exactly. Let me enjoy the time that I'm alive.
That's another subject too. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but we'll talk more about that, man. Valeria, I appreciate your time. I thought, if you haven't done so, make sure you check out her music. Need It Now, available on all streaming services. Also check out her previous projects, Lane Switch, Boom Boom, and Vidiosa. And then, as she mentioned, Queso is also another jam that she's got. Came out a little over a year ago. But make sure you guys check out all those tracks on all streaming services. Get familiar with Valeria. She is pretty dope. And as you watch, she is good vibes as well. Where can people find you on social media?
Everywhere on, at Valeria de la Paz. That should be YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter and TikTok. Valeria de la Paz.
Valeria de la Paz. So once again, appreciate your time, Valeria. Appreciate you stopping by, and ready to hear this new project that you didn't want to tell us much about, but we'll check it out when it comes out. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Valeria, check her out on all streaming services. This show was brought to you by La Conecta, GT Distribution, and La Maquina. So let's tap in, leave a comment, all that good stuff. I'm JVaz, and you're watching Texas Underground. Let's go.